Hello and welcome to Front Row Racing. It's Friday night, which means it's time for the Front Row Racing FRR-idays Cup round 14 at Suzuka in Japan. I must admit, this is one of my preferred racetracks, and I wouldn't be surprised if my co-commentator doesn't mind it either. Now, I'm from a Racing DP, otherwise known as Dave Lazinbeds, and joining me in the commentary booth this evening is from a Racing RI, otherwise known as Ray Joe Brooks. How are you this evening, Ray?
I'm very well, and yes, this is one great track to race around.
It definitely is. I mean, I know that a lot of the teams go to Barcelona for pre-season testing, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if actually they'd prefer to go to Suzuka, but the reason they don't is simply the logistics of it. Japan is a long way for the teams to travel for testing, and if they need additional parts or anything like that, it takes a lot longer for them to get hold of them. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're on for round 14 of the FRR-idays Cup, and that is the feeder series into our F1 leagues, the World Championship No Assist League and the World Series, the Assists Allowed League. And basically for the drivers here, they turn up, they race. If they race clean and fair, they get on the reserve driver list for either one of those leagues. And then if the league drivers can't make a race, they can request a reserve and choose one off the list. So that's what these drivers are fighting for.
It's a day in advance.
Yeah, as long as it's agreed in advance. I mean, the league drivers do have to let the league know a day before the race. I know a few people have complained about that before, but to be honest, it's a pain in the backside sorting out reserves on race day. So yeah, day in advance. Now, we've got to a point as well where 18, 19 drivers are all wanting to get into the FRR-idays Cup. And for this evening, Mr. Hamilton 44 and Azamor, they've not been able to get into the lobby, although Mr. Hamilton 44 was in the lobby, left again, and couldn't get back in. Now, for those two drivers, they don't need to panic. They're already on the reserve driver list. They've had reserve drives this week in Singapore. They'll stay on the reserve driver list. So for drivers that can't get into the lobby, because it is a first come first serve when the invites are sent, I'm afraid, if they're already on the reserve driver list, they'll stay on it, so they don't have to panic too much about that one. And I can say as well that, I mean, in Front Row Racing, we don't just stand still. So for anyone that thinks, well, that's not very good, you've only got 14 spaces and 18, 19 drivers, don't panic, because months ago we're already looking at possible things we can do in the future for next season, and all that kind of stuff. So don't panic too much, things will get better. Okay, drivers we got this evening. RMS Maranello in Mercedes with Cool Mr. Ennis, Millstar in Red Bull with Will Butler, John 94 Rhinos in Williams managed to get himself into a team on his own so he doesn't get held up in the pits. F1 Roadrunner and Tyler R2003 in the Ferrari, Boran at C2709 and Aha Alex in the McLaren, Lefty Hardtail and RDB in the Sahara Force India, Twist Royalty, last week's race winner, or last week's shock race winner in the Toro Rosso, Stringy B in the Lotus, and then we have Drew 871105 in the Sauber. Okay, how are we for time, Ray? 'Cause I know I've been a little bit late this evening. About 32 minutes past, is it?
We're ready to go.
Okay, let's send the drivers then over to the racetrack. I'm sure they'll all be sat there ready to attack this one. And it's kind of interesting because Singapore last week, it's one of those tracks where you get the odd one or two people that are like, yeah, I don't mind this place, but most of them go, I don't like it. Suzuka, completely different kettle of fish. Pretty much everyone who's sent me pre-race comments, has said, I'm feeling confident around here, which means we could see a lot of crashes. But that's the nature of this racetrack. I mean, Sector 1, Turn 1 and 2, tricky little corners, but they lead into the beautiful knuckles section of the track. And then we're into what can only be described as one-off style racetrack, really. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, Ray, if you had to pick a favourite corner around this track, which corner would it be?
It would be the whole first sector. I like the way The rhythm, getting the rhythm of going round it.
Yeah, I do love the Sector 1. When you get it hooked up, you know that you've got it hooked up, and you can drive through there thinking, I'm going really slow, but actually you're going very, very fast. So it'll be quite interesting. Now for the drivers, looking at the weather, remaining dry with predominantly clear skies, the drivers will love that. Because although this is a great racetrack and in the wet it's not too bad, they all would prefer a dry race. So as we wait for the drivers to make their way out of the pits, got cool Mr. Ennis looking like he is on the white mark tyre, and I haven't looked yet whether they're the options or the prime, so I'll have a quick look at that now. As Ray says, options, he's already ahead of the game on that one, so it is, yeah, the option tyre. So we'll go and have a look
at... It tells you his side on the screen.
Oh yeah, so it does. Can you tell I'm not prepared this evening? I've had a horribly late night, and not for pleasurable reasons either. A horribly late night, a terrible night's sleep, or day's sleep. I've not had anything to eat yet. I'm only on my second cup of coffee, although my cups are so big, it's like having 3 cups of normal sized coffee. So yeah, I'm not really with it yet. Oh, neither's cool Mr. Ennis, because he's off into the gravel by the looks of things, and the gravel at the second Degner as well. And while we're riding on board with cool Mr. Ennis, let's see what he had to say about his possibilities of the race here, as he looks like he's really struggling at the moment. He said, hopefully... Go on, I'll let you go on this one then, Ray.
Hopefully finish in a good position. I am confident to race and I feel that I have improved.
Well, he may feel that he has improved, but his outlap has been quite a messy one. I don't know whether he's just trying to find the limits of grip on the track at the moment, but at the start of a qualifying session there is not a lot of grip, so it's a kind of, you've just got to kind of cruise it round really and just see how the car's handling. Tyler's just leaving the pit. Stringy B, he's on the prime tyre. I've not had any pre-race comments from him, but I know a few of the drivers, they've come online at like 7:05 and sent Ray messages. If you can get them to us earlier, it would be better, guys. Gives us more time to note them all down. F1 Roadrunner in the Ferrari here on the option tyres. Not had a pre-race comment off him either. I don't know if you have, Ray.
No, I haven't.
No, but I think he may have been missing for the last couple of weeks, or he was last week when we were talking about pre-race comments. But into turn 1 and turn 2, quite nicely into turn 1, and now into the knuckles, turn 3 and 4. Got a nice line through 4. Being careful on that throttle. He's got a nice rhythm through here. Little lift to hold it tight to the apex, and up over Dunlop curve as we now head towards Degner 1. Confidently through Degner 1, get it slowed down for Degner 2. May have taken a little too much curb, he did. That's invalidated. No, it's not invalidated the lap time. He's managed to sneakily get away with that one, but remember folks, what we visually see on our screen here might differ slightly from the driver's own view. One of the joys of spectator mode, but it adds to the reason, many reasons, that in front row racing we say to our league drivers, you have to record your footage as part of your entry. Okay, he's just going through spoon curves now, quite nicely through there as well. It's been a very smooth lap from F1 Roadrunner, and really around the Suzuka circuit, smooth can be quick. And as we're talking quick lap times, last season's fastest lap in qualifying by a non-league driver was a 1:36.130. I think we should be seeing that getting beaten here today. Should be in, I reckon, the 34s, to be honest. Although F1 Roadrunner is just on a 36.4, but it was a very cautious, smooth lap. Let's quickly see who's in second place. Twist Royalty is on prime tyres, although it looks like he's got a little bit of lag going on his car. Tends to be a bit of a feature for him. Hopefully it won't cause too much of a disruption to any of the other drivers. So as he's coming through sector...
Sorry,
no, go on.
I was on board with Stringy B, and it seems as if he's got too much understeer, his front end's just not going round the corners.
Well, being on the prime tyre, it will have that effect, and being in the early stages of the qualifying session, as I mentioned, there's a lack of grip on the circuit, so prime tyre, lack of grip, it's going to not handle particularly well. But I also know people tend to be tempted into running very low downforce around this circuit, but you do need a car where the front end goes where you tell it to, or goes where you want it to. Oh, he's just dipped a wheel in the gravel, he's going to end up in the Degner 2 gravel, is he? No, he just manages to rescue it, but his lap time may have been invalidated there, running a little bit too wide between the two Degners. RDB, he's on an out lap at the moment on a set of option tyres. Tyler R2003 just completing a lap, but it was invalidated earlier on, so we'll follow him on for a moment. And when I caught up with Tyler earlier on today, he it's meant to be the drivers giving pre-race comments, but instead he asked any tips for using a wheel. I said yes, but too many to put in a message. Just take your time and be careful with the brakes, as he looks like he's got a bit of lag going on as well. And he said, okay, I'll use a pad this race then. So Tyler's got himself a wheel, but he's not overly confident on it yet, so he's reverted back to the pad for this session at the moment, as he's going through the two Degners, trying to really push it, but he too has had his lap invalidated. Will Butler currently sat in 10th place, not set a time yet, leaving the pit lane on a set of option tyres, as is Millstar. John Rhinos, though, he's on a flyer on a set of prime tyres. Oh, as soon as I say that, he runs a little bit wide at the spoons, manages to avoid an invalidation though. So as he now makes his way down to the 130R, it is a fabulous corner, but it's not as fabulous as it used to be. I remember trying to drive around here with DRS open, and it was capable of doing it in the older version of the cars. I used to love going around there with DRS open, so fast. It was a phenomenal way of taking the corner. I mean, that was one of the things, the differences of abilities or setups, being able to get round this corner with DRS wide open. Now, cool, Mr. Ennis is in 7th place at the moment. Looks like he may have had... Oh, I don't know where you're going, fella, but that is absolutely shocking. I know we saw... I think it was Boran last week with a rather dodgy pit entry. I can only hope that cool Mr. Ennis has had a brake failure there, which has led him to straight line about 3 corners. If not, bow your head in shame, perhaps even bang it against the wall, and don't do it again. I tell you what, right? I'm on a bit of a mean mission today, right? So, right, I might get into trouble for this, but he's now just been hit towards the barrier. Oh, it's unfortunate that, but the way that he did take the final chicanes, it was almost as if it was trying to do it so he carried more speed over the start-finish line when he started a lap. Now, if that is the case, yeah. You know what? There's a button on your PlayStation. Press it. It turns it off. Okay, Boran, he's... I think he's just leaving the pits. No, he's just coming back into the pits, having set a 6th place lap time. Aha, Alex, he's on an out lap at the moment. No, he was on a flyer. Will Butler's on a lap, is he? Let's go and find him then, as we flick through a few of the drivers. Will Butler is on a lap, so into the Degners he goes. Nice line through there. Can he get it slowed down for Degner 2? Yes, he can. Sector 1 time, the 35.6. I don't know how that is in relevance to everybody else's sector times at the moment. I was too busy ranting. And trust me, you don't want me ranting, do they, Ray? They don't want me ranting, do they? Okay. No. Okay, so 5/10 off pole position at the moment for Will Butler, but he won't mind that too much as long as he can get the lap in. I mean, that's the thing for these drivers. Get your banker laps in. Then you can work on finding out where you can get that little bit of extra lap time. Juan Pablo Montoya, when they had a different qualifying system, he used to say his first lap was to get him into the top 10. His second lap was to get him into the top 5. His third lap was to get him into the top 2. And his final lap was to get him pole position. So that's kind of how the drivers need to approach the qualifying session. I think Will may have had his lap invalidated. Unfortunate for him. so still 11th place, and it was a 1:36.735. Have a quick look at the old timing screen. RMS Maranello is not on a flying lap yet, but he's currently in pole position with a 1:35.745, so he's already gone quicker than last season's pole position. RDB is in second place, 3/10 behind, with F1 Roadrunner 7/10 behind in third place, and Millstar, he's on a flying lap at the moment. And when I caught up with Millstar earlier on today, he had an interesting few comments. Hey, oh, we've got a collision, he's off, a Mercedes has just hit him. I don't want to place any blame, but cool Mr. Ennis has just gone through those corners. That will have annoyed Millstar. That will have annoyed Millstar quite a bit. And to be fair, Millstar wasn't going particularly slow through that corner, I don't think. I think one or two of these drivers may need to just refocus on what they are doing on the track. But Millstar's comments were, today is going to be an iffy one. Trying to mess about with ballast a bit to help with turning. Feeling confident, but was robbed of the last win, so I'm looking to bounce back. Okay, Drew, he's about to start a flying lap here. One of Ray's new best friends. So let's see how he gets on into turn one. Nice early turn in. Trying to take a nice tight line around two, but it's sending him a little bit wide now with the understeer. It's not quite worked for him. Into turn three now. And four. He's very on and off the throttle and on and off the brakes. His lap time's been invalidated. Unfortunate one for him there. Oh, we've got a Mercedes in the barrier. I wonder who that might be.
So, what corner was it?
R130 heading up to there. Okay, Millstar is about to start another flying lap, I think. So we'll see if we...
Cool Mr. Reynolds. We need to calm it down a bit.
I think he needs to do a little bit more than calm it down. I mean, you've got to have awareness of all of the drivers on track around you. If you haven't, you're not going to do very well when it comes to racing. You've got to keep it on the tarmac. You've got to race clean and fair. If you don't, you're not going to find yourself racing. Now, we could find that he's just got a little bit of lag, and what we're seeing is not what he's doing. But we can only say on what we see at the moment. Okay, Millstar manages to get through Dunlop Curve on this occasion. Let's see how he gets on into the Degners. Sector time's going to pop up now. It's a 36.3, and it's now a lap time invalidated. Oh, he's going to be angry. He's going to be an angry one here, I think, will Millstar. Okay, let's see. Who have we got? RMS Maranello. He's on a timed lap, but he's had, I think, quite a slow sector one, a 38.7. It was a very slow sector one. Alex.
John Reynolds has just started.
Okay, let's go and see how John gets on then. He's now on the option tyre. See how he gets on into turn one, taking a slightly wider entry. Front end's trying to wash out a little bit now, gets on the power to bring it round. Slightly cautious on the way through the knuckles here. Not quite troubling the apexes of the corners, but once you start getting understeer in the car, turning more doesn't help. He's going to end up running a little bit wide if he doesn't ease off, but he did do a little ease off to get himself around the corner. So as he now heads into the Degners, definite lack of confidence of the front end of this car at the moment, and to try and get the lap time in. It's a 36.5 sector one. Now into my least favourite corner on this racetrack, the hairpin. In the dry, yeah, it's not too bad. If it rains, it's a horrible corner. Now we go around the 200R. Absolutely flat out around here. Oh, a bit twitchy on the steering for John. Could cost him a little bit of time and speed. Now into Spoon. He just manages to keep it on the road there. Got to slow it down a little bit. It's a little bit messy, but it could be good for John. He may improve on whatever lap time he's previously done. We'll see how he gets on. Let's see if we hear a lift through the R130. Yes, there was a lift. I'm surprised. Hard on the brakes now into the Casio Triangle, the name of the final chicane here, and then into the last corner. We'll see what lap time he's going to get. It's a 1:39.5, puts him at 10th place at the moment. Okay, lefty hardtail. He's on an out lap at the moment. Tyler, R2003, currently sat in third place, catching up a car very quickly ahead of him. Looks like a Williams going a little bit slower than Tyler would like here. It's a situation where for that Williams, he might, well, it's a tricky one. If he's on a flying lap, then Tyler can't really do much about it. But if he's not on a flying lap, you let the car go. But Tyler's had to abandon his lap now. RDB coming through the final chicane, getting ready to fire up for his next lap. Did we have any pre-race comments from RDB at all, Ray?
It said, "Evening, Ray. Looking forward to the race. Hope it's not carnage turn one. I've been doing the low 135s in practice."
Ooh. So, if RDB can get his lap time in, then he may be able to find himself jumping up a few places. Definitely trying to take much more speed through the knuckles than we saw F1 Roadrunner do earlier on. This, the most important part of Sector 1, the entry to Dunlop, because if you make a mistake at turn 3, you'll be off at Dunlop unless you slow the car down. Through the Degners, there's a 35.0 Sector 1 time. On the exit of Degner 2, but I think that's a very good Sector 1 time if I'm not mistaken, Ray.
Yeah, that's the same as first position, 35.0.
So RDB is on for potentially a good lap time here then, with 1 minute and 45 seconds left of the session. Into the spoon curves, little lift, turn it in, clip the apex on the power. Short shifting to stop any oversteer.
His time's been invalidated.
His time's been invalidated, so he's going to have to go for another one. It was a 43.4 Sector 2. Let's see, oh, he was down a bit in Sector 2. Matched his previous best. But disappointment for RDB there. I mean, as I mentioned, folks, we may not see the driver just go off the track a little bit too much, but they may do it themselves. Spectate view is not the greatest, which is why we do prefer the drivers to have their own views. Okay, RMS Maranello. Oh, lefty hardtail. He's about to finish a lap. Has he been improving? 35.0, 43.3. A 35.5 is still only second place for him, but he has got enough time for another flying lap. Tyler, he's done a 35.8 Sector 1. Not going to be good enough to really improve. Let's see if RDB can improve on his previous best Sector 1. Another 35.0. Ray, keep an eye on RDB for us. Let's have a quick flick through. F1 Roadrunner's retired. Millstar's on an out lap. He's got 24 seconds to get to the start finish line to try and finish a lap. Drew is on an out lap. He's not going to be able to get a lap in. Will Butler just starting a flying lap from 9th place. Previous best sectors are 35.8. John Rhinos is retired. Alex, he's on a flyer, but it's a 36.7 Sector 1. Stringy B has retired. Maranello has retired, and he's in first place. So, RDB, I'm not sure if he's going to be the first to get to the finish line, but we'll watch him anyway. Has it been looking like a good lap so far, Ray?
Yeah, his first sector wasn't that far off. I think it was 1,000 he was off.
Well, we'll see if he's about to jump any positions. He does. Up to second place for him. Let's see who else is out on track. Will Butler, he's at the hairpin. Millstars at the Degners. Alex has just crossed the line, gone 10th. So Will Butler looks like he'll be the next to cross the line. He's just coming through Spoon now, so I would hope that he did manage to get to the line in time to actually make an official start of this lap. We may have just ran a little bit too wide out of Spoon. That could be session over. His car's looking ghosted. It is, so it's disappointment. Millstar, he is the only one left on track, so can he do anything? He did say he wasn't feeling too great with how the front of the car was handling, but he's only got a few corners now to go to see if he can improve on 6th place. So, pre-race comments from other drivers. I've got Boran C2709. Hope I finish first today. I'm full of confidence. I don't know if you'll be as full of confidence when you see the timing screen. We'll have to wait and see on that one. And that was about it that I got. I don't know if you've got any others, Ray, as Millstar is about to cross the line. Can he improve? 5th. Only to 5th place. So he does improve, but not by a huge amount. So, Maranello pole, RDB second, Lefty Hardtail third, Tyler fourth, Millstar fifth, F1 Roadrunner sixth, Twist Royalty seventh, Drew eighth, Will Butler ninth, Ahar Alex 10th, John Rhinos 11th, Boran 12th, Cool Mr. Ennis 13th, Stringy B 14th. So, any other pre-race comments for us, Ray, that I didn't get around to there?
It was just Will Butler, as I never said. Got a great setup, should get a good result today.
Well, hopefully he will. He looked like he was putting in good laps, just unfortunate with invalidations there. But Ray, I'm going to give you a number one job for you to do today.
What's that?
Keep an eye on a cool Ennis. Because the viewers will have seen what I've seen. You may have seen what I've seen. You may not have seen what I've seen.
Talking about it.
Yeah. So we do want to keep an eye on that boy. He did say that he feels he has improved. I don't want to be too cruel, but if that's the improvement, I dread to think what it was like before. So we'll see how we get on here. I mean, sometimes, you know what, if you just you don't get on with the track, sometimes it's better to go, you know what, I'll wait out of this one, or you know what, I'll do it, but I'll purposefully invalidate every one of my qualifying laps, so I'm out on track, getting the experience, and I'll start from the back of the grid, I'll let everybody pull away, and I'll just pump the laps in. Experience. I wouldn't have a problem with someone doing that, but someone straight line in the final chicane and the final corner, yeah. I think I might mute my microphone for a moment while I say what I want to say. Okay, anyway, we've got 2 seconds to go, Ray. So, any predictions on this one?
RDB.
RDB. Okay, we're on 5 lights, and away they go, heading now down into turn 1. We'll see if they can get through there nice and clean. No, we've already got a big crash going on the straight. Oh, Tyler just nudged the back of a Red Bull. It's getting busy. 4 wide. Now we've got Mercedes and Ferrari spinning around. And that'll be Cool Mr. Ennis. So he's already been in a collision already. Don't know if it was his fault or not. But we've got him and a Ferrari facing the wrong direction. That will be F1 Road Runner, who will now be a long way down. No, it's not F1 Road Runner. He's still there in about 5th place. It was the other Ferrari. That'll be Tyler, R2003. So, go on.
No, I was looking for the Ferrari. Oh, and somebody's went offside. Stringy B had a moment in the Degners, and it's collected a few people.
Yeah, it's got a little bit busy there. I think, as we see, Boran just give Drew a little bit of a nudge. Now he's got a Lotus trying to squeeze up the inside of him. 3 wide. It's not going to work around here. The drivers really do have to be a little bit careful, but I think RDB is going to go for an overtake. No, he's backed out of it, and that is what you call sensible driving at times, realising you're not really in the position to go for the overtake and thinking twice about it. May as well just use slipstream. Okay, he's getting very busy now down the order. RDB, Maranello and Lefty Hardtail very close. Oh, here we go. They're 3 wide into the final chicane. He's not going to work, but 2 wide will. That'll give RDB a chance of getting a better run out of the final corner. May be able to jump both cars here. DRS will not be available yet. Maranello going defensive already. Hardtail's going to try and straight line him. Oh, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. They just about managed to get through there as Lefty Hardtail concedes the position to RDB, and now here comes Millstar trying to get in on the fight as well. Ray, what have you got a little bit further down the grid? Any information for us?
No, I'm just doing my job. It's been okay so far.
Well, let's hope it continues that way. So as the front 4 fight it out, we've got Drew in 5th place with F1 Roadrunner right behind him. F1 Roadrunner will feel he'll have the pace over Drew and will want to try and get ahead as early as he can. Tyler, R2003, recovers from the first few corners collisions, is now into 7th place. Then we've got Boran in 8th place. Twist Royalty in 9th, but Twist Royalty is on the prime tyre. As Boran run wide to the hairpin, that gives Twist Royalty the chance to overtake. And now here comes Will Butler as well. He can see that he may have half a chance of capitalising on Boran, but Twist Royalty's car does look like it's moving around quite a little bit. That's going to make it very, very difficult for Boran, and it has done. A little bit of contact there. This gives Will Butler a good chance to slipstream, but when you've got a car moving about and you don't know where the car exactly is, it makes it very difficult. It is much better if you can't see the car at all, rather than having one that is moving about. Oh, Will Butler's had a fantastic run around the R130, having a look up the inside, thinks better of it as Boran brakes late, too late, he's messed up the corner. This will give Will Butler a chance now, down the start finish straight if he can. Oh, Boran nearly at the pit wall, and here comes Stringy B on Will Butler. Stringy B stealing a position. Will slips in to the slipstream. I don't think he's going to go. I don't think he's going to be able to make a move. Okay, a little bit further down the field. Cool Mr. Ennis now in 12th place with Aha Alex all over the back of him. John Rhino's on prime tyres in 14th position. RMS Maranello, he's opened himself up a fairly big gap now to RDB, who is in second place. I don't know if something has happened or whether he's just got into his rhythm, opened up that gap, broke DRS, and it's going to be a fight for the guys to catch him now. Oh, something has happened a little bit further back because...
Boran's on second Degner, the gravel.
Yeah, so Boran's had a bit of a mare there, but I was about to say...
Alex straight into the back of cool Mr. Ernest at the hairpin.
Okay, well, you keep an eye on those, Ray. Yeah, Tyler R2003 was in 7th place with Drew in 5th and F1 Roadrunner in 6th, but Tyler has now jumped ahead of the both of them, although Drew looks like he's had a very good run here. He's ahead into the R130. He makes his stick. What a move. That was brave on Tyler. Tries late braking him. It doesn't work. He's give him a nudge, and that won't please Drew too much. Drew taking a very tight line around the final corner, going defensive very early. DRS will be available now, but can Tyler make it work around the outside? It's not an easy one to do, but yes, he does. He manages to get past Drew, who realises he's got to slow the car down too much to get around that corner.
Alex is going for a move on Mr. Colernis into turn 1, and he's got it done. Can he keep it okay for turn 2? Yep, he's got it. He kept it. There's a collision ahead. Will Butler and
Stringy B. Yep. So those two are going to land themselves right in the middle of this fight. I think Stringy B has actually just slowed down and let Will Butler through. That is something that we do like to see. Oh, you know what? There's a Mercedes, was getting very close to someone, and I think he's now in the barrier. He is.
And Will Butler.
Yep, I saw those two getting wheel to wheel, and it's not gone very, very well, but Stringy B there showing what to do if you do nudge a guy off a track, or it's your fault, as cool Mr. Ennis is now struggling in the Degners. Yeah, give the guy the position back. You can't give a bigger sign of respect than that. It's like, okay, sorry fella, I've knocked you off the track. Here, come on, come back past. Blah, blah, blah. Sorted, thank you very much. It's still frustrating, but you know what? We've got a battle now. Second, third, fourth. Millstar all over the back of RDB. Going round the outside into the final chicane. What a move. What a move. He may have just given RDB... Oh, he's going for the pits. Millstar's in the pits. So sneaks through and then goes for the pit lane. Interesting call there, but that's the end of lap 5 to get rid of his option tyres. Lefty hardtail chucks it up the inside into turn 1. Brave, risky, stupid, could be any one of those three, but what it is second place. Okay, oh, I'll tell you what, RDB looks like he's about to try and fight back through the knuckles here, using different lines. Tell us if you spotted anything that's getting close anywhere else, Ray.
Alex is at the moment off at turn 1, so he's got Millstar over the back of him, and Boran's there as well, so we could get close here, but it's sector 1.
I tell you what.
Millstar got through. Alex missed his either braking point or his turn-in point.
Boran looks like he's struggling with the front end of his car. It's not turning where he wants it to. He's got Milstar all over the back of him, who was just pitted. Milstar much, much faster at this moment in time. He's going to make the move into the hairpin, which he does. He's now on the prime tyre, just going to show how little grip that McLaren has got at the moment. But on the exit of the corner, he's trying to fight it back, but hasn't quite got the traction or the straight line speed. So that's Milstar up to 8th place at the moment. Alex in the other McLaren, he's down in 10th place.
RDB, sorry, again.
They are. DRS will be available. Are either going for the pit lane?
Oh,
yes.
late.
Lefty hardtail does, and as Ray said, it looked like a late one. I think the race leader may also have pitted. Yes, RMS Maranello has pitted. So that now puts RDB... Well, sorry, it puts RDB up into the lead. Drew and F1 Roadrunner, as you were about to mention, Ray, they've continued on as Drew goes wide, giving F1 Roadrunner a chance, and he's got the move done. But these guys' tyres are going to be more and more exhausted. Twist Royalties in 4th, still on the prime tyre, still lagging a little bit. I'm sure might be on the track somewhere, but if he's on the prime tyres and the other guys have only done 5-6 laps, he'll be looking at going to the end of lap 7, maybe, possibly the end of this lap. Maranello's come out in 5th place. He's got Milstar a fair few seconds behind him. Lefty Hardtail's made his stop now on the prime tyre, and he's got Tyler, R2003, not too far behind him, but I don't think Tyler has pitted yet. Actually, I'm wrong. Tyler has pitted, but Alex hasn't.
We've got Killmaster Ennis and String B close at the Degners.
Well, this will be an interesting one for Stringy B. He's on the harder of the tyres. Hold your breath, folks, and there you go. I told you, hold your breath. That did not go too well, and now here comes Boran round the corner. He's made a pit stop, got rid of his worn option tyres, now running the prime tyres. I'm not sure how many collisions that Mercedes has been in so far in this race, but it's been a few. It's been a few. Will Butler, he's now in 14th place, will not be pleased about being there, now on the prime tyre. Twist Royalty continues on. He now leads this race running the prime tyre. Maranello is up to 2nd place. RDB is only just now coming out of the pits. Milstar's had a massive jump on him, and here comes Lefty Hardtail around the outside into turn 1 and turn 2. So that moves him up to 4th place. But, RDB, he's got a good run on him. He's got fresher tyres. They're going to be cold though. May have a chance if he can attack early. They're very close. They nearly touch. RDB seems to be more confident through this sector 1. He's got a better run out of Dunlop. Going to have to be careful here. Side by side into the Degners is not something you really want to do. I'm guessing Ray has just seen Cool Mr. Ennis do something not so clever. No, who was it?
Alex was coming out the pit and he was down the inside and Will Butler just cut him right off and spun him.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So Lotus on McLaren then having a crash on the exit of the pit lane into turn 1. The Twist Royalty though, he's got RMS Maranello all the way up his gearbox near enough. Just going to show that RMS Maranello had enough speed in him to make his pit stop, catch up to Twist Royalty. So when Twist Royalty stops, he's going to be a good 20-24 seconds off the lead. I would expect to see him in the pits on this lap. No, he's continuing on. He's going for another one, but RMS Maranello is going to have an easy overtake now. DRS, fresher tyres. Wave to him as he goes past. There you go. See you later. Twist Royalty now down into 2nd place. RDB and Lefty Hardtail
ahead of Killmaster Emmons on the hairpin, so we're now at the R20, is it called?
The R130, they've just gone through, yeah. So Will Butler up to 12th place now. I think Cool Mr. Ennis has made his pit stop and is on the prime tyres. I would hope so. No, he's still running option tyres. They're absolutely knackered. He's not made it into the pit lane. Oh dear, oh dear. Unfortunate that one. Yeah. Aha, Alex, he's driving past. When he watches this back, he'll go, ah ha ha. So, unfortunately, there for cool Mr. Ennis. I think, you know what? This is going to be one race for you to forget, my friend. And if you're going to try and come back next week, come back with a completely different driving style. Because so far, it's not been particularly great. I don't like putting people down, but if you see people doing some really daft stuff, yeah. Okay, RMS Maranello leading the race. Lefty hardtail, still got RDB all over the back of him. And I tell you what, these two fighting a little bit, and RDB not being able to get past is allowing Tyler in the Ferrari to just close in that gap a little bit. If he can latch onto the slipstream, he'll be in DRS range fairly quickly. I think RDB may have just taken a little bit too much out of his tyres in the opening laps of the race. Okay, what have we got going on a little bit further down? F1 Roadrunner in 7th place at the moment. I don't think he's going to be too chuffed about the position he's in. Drew, he's not doing too bad so far. Currently riding in 8th position. John Rhino's in 9th and into the pits. I'm not sure if that's a second stop for him, or whether it's going to be, I think it will more likely be a first stop for him. Prime tyres to lap 9, use option tyres for 5 laps. We'll see how he gets on. Oh, we've got a battle, Will Butler trying to close in on Boran C2709, and Will's much faster into turn 1 at the moment on the prime tyre. And see if he closes up through the knuckles. Boran earlier on looked like he was struggling for turning, and it looks like he still might be doing so with Will Butler all over the back of him. So, Ray, I've been talking a lot over the last couple of corners and laps, and you're not been able to get a word in. As Boran messes up that corner, this could give Will... Oh, Boran nearly loses it. Will has to take evasive. I will let you talk. He's going into Degners. No, he's not. He's backed out of it. Oh, this could carry on for another 4 laps. Okay, go on, Ray. What have you spotted for us? Oh dear,
Twitch. I was watching the same as you, and just clicked onto our Mr. Cool, and he's not looking too cool.
Oh dear, Will Butler has managed to make the move, but Boran's trying to fight back around the R200. Not easy to do. Will Butler just about ahead. Both of them running a little bit off track there, compromising the second part of Spoon, but that gives Will Butler 9th place at this moment in time. Twist Royalty has unfortunately... he's out of the race now, and RDB, I do apologise, we've missed it. RDB has managed to get up to 3rd place ahead of Lefty Hardtail, and Tyler, he's still there. He's right there. He's ready to pounce if the guys ahead make a mistake. But RDB looks like he's showing a little bit of pace at this point now. Perhaps he was just looking after his tyres for a lap or two, so he can try and really get a pass done and then pull away. But RMS Maranello so far, Ray's been in, I would say, a class of 1, but it's more like a class of none. No one's touched him.
You've got Lefty Hardtail and RDB and Tyler getting really close at the hairpin. I don't know if you're watching that.
We are watching that one. I tell you what though, they're closing up to Millstar. They're closing in on Millstar, you know. RMS Maranello, he's a long way down the road. Millstar's just come out of Spoon, and RDB is not that far behind him. So this could brew into a 4-car battle. But RDB is... he's gone wide and left the hardtail up the inside around the R130. Takes full advantage of that, but has now just given the car behind him DRS. But if RDB's taken now too much out of his tyres, he's not going to be able to make a move, because both of these Force Indias are fairly quick in a straight line, so he's not really gaining with DRS if he's actually using it, as they fly around turn 1 and 2. Lefty Hardtail's messed up too a little bit, giving RDB a chance to close in. But yeah, this really could brew into a 4-car battle. Millstar struggling, that's what it is. Millstar is really struggling on these tyres. He did pit first and he's catching... Call Mr. Eddie! No. Oh dear. Oh, now here comes Drew around the corner. F1 Roadrunner. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, what
are you? Okay, yeah, right. You know what, cool, Mr. Ennis? You're not getting another invite. That's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. I'm not surprised Milstar has just retired, because what Milstar's going to be doing now is sending you a message saying, what the bloody hell are you doing? The only thing is, it won't say it as politely as I just have done. But you've, yeah, shocking, absolutely shocking, I'm afraid. RMS Maranello, he's about to start lap 12. He's looking comfortable. His tyres are looking comfortable. Let's actually have a look at his tyres, shall we? Front right, it's looking worn, but you'd expect that. Rear left, that's looking worn. It takes a pounding around turns 1 and 2. Front left, not looking too bad at the moment. Stringy B, unfortunately, disqualified from the race. We do tend to see this in the latter stages.
RTP Crew's going for a move on. Left the hardtail at the snake. Oh no, he can't quite keep up.
No, so he is trying to fight it. He wants to get that second place, but he's bringing Tyler along for the show here. It's very close. I mean, it's good to see how close these guys are matched on pace. Oh, Tyler, he's gained so much in the Degners. Oh, he's just taken way too much curb at Degner too, though. But it has put him right on the back of RDB. I mean, it's an interesting question, that, Ray, about fuel. I mean, if the drivers have used up too much fuel, they will have to save fuel. And really, I mean, when it comes to the races, you got to work out which ones drink fuel, which ones save fuel, where to use your engine modes, because it can have a huge effect on your pace in the race. But I tell you what, Tyler's going to get a fantastic double slipstream here. Oh, he's just had a big sideways moment out of Spoon, though. Could compromise him a little bit. Now, we've seen these guys overtake each other through the R130. It's not going to happen on this occasion. Lefty Hardtail holding position in second place at the moment as they go into the final chicane for the second to last time. Oh, Tyler's taken way too much curb through the final part of the final chicane there. And DRS will be available for the drivers now. So can RDB make any kind of move into turn 1? It doesn't look like he can. He can't. So the lead, Force India there, showing very good straight line speed. So Ray, have a quick flick through the field. See if we've got a battle going on anywhere else for us. As these guys fight it out for second, third and fourth. They're going side by side in the knuckles. It's not quite working and RDB has to back out of that one. That's going to put Tyler all over the back of him. Tyler, don't do it in the Degners. Don't do it in the Degners. He hasn't done it in the Degners. Good to see he's going for it on Degner too, though. He has in his contact. And they're both off into the barrier. I did try saying don't do it in the Degners, and F1 Roadrunner drives past saying thank you very much, I'll take that one. And Drew, he comes through. Can he steal 5th place? He may be able to. RDB, his session is now over. And it's not letting me ride on board, annoyingly, at the moment with RMS Maranello, who's only got a few corners to go. Definitely being in a class of his own today, but we do know what abilities he has.
Just coming through the last game.
Yep.
Now the last corner.
And across the line he'll go then to take victory here in Suzuka in the FRR-idays Cup. Lefty Hardtail perhaps got a little bit lucky, not having to defend in the final half of this lap to take second place there. F1 Roadrunner completely looks into a third place. Now, I will admit, if Mr. Hamilton 44 had been in this race, perhaps could have put up a bit more of a fight towards RMS Maranello there. We've got Tyler R2004 in 4th place across the line, with Drew in 5th behind him, but we don't know yet what penalties these drivers are going to have. John Rhino, he's finding himself now in 7th place. Okay, a long way off the lead, but he is going to take 7th place on the road at the moment. But but I do think at least RDB retired from the session. That would have been major frustration with the incident there. But to be fair, when you watch the video back, as bad as that may have been, it wasn't the worst thing that we've seen throughout this race. Alex down in 9th place, all on his own on the road at the moment, and I think Boran has just crossed the line in 8th, so apologies for missing that one, Boran. But Alex is going to be the last one across the line in 9th place. Well, what do you make of that one then, Ray?
Interesting. Some not so good.
I would expand on that. Some fabulous racing, some fantastic overtaking, and some downright disgraceful let's hope your mummy doesn't find out what you've done racing. I mean, okay, people make mistakes, they get stuff wrong, and you do have to hold your hands up and go, yeah, I messed that one up, I do apologise, but some of the stuff we've seen there today is really, really not good at all, and it doesn't give any of your fellow racers any confidence in racing alongside you. So not many penalties then, or no penalties for the top half of the field then, so fairly well done to those guys there. And obviously a few DNFs. Let's have a quick look at the old race director, shall we? 12 seconds to skip through, and I don't think that would be long enough. It won't be. There is a lot of names on that list, and I didn't even get to the bottom. Well, I think the viewers may share some of our thoughts and feelings on a few of those incidents or situations in that race. Now, admittedly, okay, we don't put any additional stewarding or additional penalties on the FRR-idays. But what we can do is say, right, look, what you've just done was absolutely disgraceful. Next week, we're not going to invite you. You want to race, you gotta do a hell of a lot better than that, because that was just shocking. So yeah, I mean, it is the feeder series. It's the place for the drivers to get the experience and to show what they can do. And a lot of the guys are really taking advantage of that. They're really showing what they can do. And it's fabulous to see. And I'm sure some of the viewers watch and go, you know what, I bet they do all right in the World Championship, or they do all right in the World Series. And that's how it should be. Now, for those guys that are a little bit off the pace, their pace will come. But it's the daftness that will do nothing but frustrate anyone you race against.
Yeah, and we do give them a chance. The people have been saying about the driver in question that he shouldn't have been here today, as I should have been in, but we give them a chance to improve. If we don't see improvement, then
yeah. I mean, the thing is, I could kind of agree with that one, but then you can look at it from the other way. I mean, I've been having a chat with someone today about something, and it kind of gave an example of just how in-depth some of the what would appear to be very simple decisions actually are. So something as simple as going, well, cool, Mr. Ennis shouldn't have been in today, should have been Azamore. You go, okay, yeah, I can understand that, but hang on a moment, let's think about this. We've known Azamore for a long time. We know how he races. We know what he's like. He knows the league. We know him. He would be okay to, as frustrating as it would be for him to not race, we know that he doesn't have to race in this, and he's going to be on the reserve driver list. Cool, Mr. Ennis, we don't really know him. We give him the chance. Chances are there's going to be a space next week. But yeah, we got to give people a chance. But anyway, so what interesting comments have we had on the YouTube channel, Ray, other than the driver in question?
I think Will Butler spun at the start, and that's why we've seen the Williams of John sideways at the start line.
Could have been.
Will Butler's came in and got to get hit by Twitch Rollity, who didn't move from the skid spot, then hit him again when he lagged, so there was a wee bit of lag going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to pick on Twitch Rollity, but we have seen it in a couple of races, the laggy. We've got to try and improve that if you can.
We're giving Stringy B some respects for moving over after he'd hit him.
All right, I thought it was the other way around, but fair enough. I mean, that's one of the things that we like to see. I mean, you have a collision with someone, and you go, "Sorry, fella, go on, I'll let you go." And yeah, I mean, that does show respect. I mean, that catches our attention. That says to us that guy has kind of understood that he's made the mistake, he's got the awareness, and he's taken the relevant action on the track to hold his hands up and go, yeah, my bad. But yeah, I mean, some of the stuff, I mean, this is, I mean, I know, I mean, I don't do quick races. I never will. Right, I never will do quick races. There is no point. You just get crashed off left, right, and centre from people who simply do not give a crap, and that's not what league racing is about. You have to care. You have to be aware of the drivers around you. You have to be respectful of the drivers around you. It doesn't matter if you're faster, they're faster. You give people room. You don't do daft stuff. But anyway. Okay, I think we might bring this one to an end there. What do you reckon, Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, to the viewers, thank you very much for watching. Next up on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel will be on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m, the Front Row Racing World Championship for round 14 at Suzuka, where hopefully you'll see just as good overtakes and even less silly stuff. Depends on how the pit crews behave. Yeah, so that'll be next on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel. Now, if you have been watching and you do want to get involved in the FRR-idays, find the Front Row Racing Facebook page. I will put a link in the description, and send us a message. As I said at the start of the video, we have got quite a few drivers wanting in on it, and when it comes to sending out the invites, it will be first in, first served. So when the invites go out, if you don't get in, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait. In the future, we might look at changing a few things, but at the moment, we're not going to start opening up a second lobby or anything like that. Okay, so that's all from us this evening. Thank you very much, Ray, for joining us in the commentary box once again and giving up your Friday afternoon stroke evening.
No, it's fine. Thank you for having me. You know.
You're very
It's
welcome.
been a pleasure.
It has. Okay, I've been from a Racing DP.
In a way.
Well, in a way, yeah. Okay, I've been from a Racing DP. He's been from a Racing Alright. And actually, one last thing to mention. For anyone that wants some F1 action to watch this weekend, have a look for Formula Sim Racing on YouTube. Formula Racing have a team in the Formula Sim Racing League called Origin Front Row Racing, and they will be racing this weekend. There's a race tomorrow, which is at 5 p.m. GMT time, which I think is 6 p.m. UK time, and then on Sunday, I think it'll be 3 p.m. UK time, and again 6 p.m. UK time. Plenty of action on there for you to watch. So, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much to the drivers, and we've been for a racing. We'll see you all again soon.